Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Good to see you. Jumping on early after Trish left. I don't know how this cat knows I'm about to jump on the air, but I started setting up the microphone, and Muffin's like, I want to sleep on your lap. And I'm like, I haven't seen you all day. You've been sleeping on a chair for the last 10 hours. And as soon as I pull the microphone out, you're like, oh, I want to sleep with Dad on the chair. So he is literally sleeping under the microphone right now. Okay, now he's licking the microphone. Muffin, stop. All right. Hey, what you doing? Uh, yeah, I think he likes the microphone. I think he thinks he is the star of the show. That might be true. That might be true. We have a lot to talk about tonight. A lot. Some interesting developments in Virgil, the guy on the run manhunt out of Wisconsin. That'll be very interesting. We're going to talk about that. And a bit of a turn in the title case up here. The title case, these two guys. I'm not going to be mean to them now. They're under arrest. That's enough. That's enough punishment for someone, sorta. They appeared in court today, and the details that come out don't seem to match what everyone else was implying, which, is not abnormal when you're talking about a criminal case. You have to find a defense somewhere, but there's a little tiny piece of evidence here that I found very. Prosecution didn't confirm this, but I don't think a defense lawyer would bring this up unless they could verify it before they actually talked about it. Although you never know. What is there a thing about urology? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're doing stuff on these two knuckleheads here. These two knuckleheads. All right, let me get set up. Let me find. I've got too many links open. Let's see how fast we can crash the computer tonight. That's our new game. How fast can we crash the computer today? All right, let me grab this. That's Virgil's one. We have that. That's New Orleans. Nope, we don't need that. We don't need that. Sorry, Ping just has far too many things open. Release of days. It's a paired left Queensland. Is that it? No. I don't know. All of a sudden, I seem to have lost my links. That's so strange. Hold on, guys. I'll grab it. 2 minutes ago. Okay. Here we are. All right. Finally got it. There we go. Okay. All right. Ladies and gents, how are you? It's good to see you all out there. 7.1 earthquake in Tibet. I did see a thing about an earthquake a couple of hours ago. I didn't know quite where it was or anything like that. I wasn't sure. But 7.1 is pretty mental. Yes, manifest good computer. Good computer. We'll see. Waiting on a part. I need a new part. I'm waiting on it. Hopefully we'll have it shortly. And everything will be better. Okay. So these two guys that were arrested yesterday posted the videos on my Facebook and Twitter of them being arrested. And I made a comment down below when I said, it seems like they handed themselves into police. Like, because we were talking yesterday going, why would you be right next to the Logan police station? That's a very strange place to be, right? You wouldn't just hang out there and be like, I'm hiding in plain sight right next to the cop shop. No. So his lawyer today in court said that he was actually about to hand himself in and the police pounced on them. But, it's stories in court. Happens every day. But this, oh yeah, the middle fingers. Good work, bro. Good work. Everyone's so scared. So they're saying here, warrants issued for the brothers' arrest after Chloe Jade Mason, 23, was found unconscious on a Caboolture street north of Brisbane before dying at the scene. They're saying Thompson Gleason's solicitor, Ken McKenzie, claimed outside court that his client had acted in response to an armed threat from Chloe Jade Mason. Very interesting, and I'll tell you why that's interesting. About 4 or 5 days ago, I got an email from someone, and someone said a rifle had been located and that she had brought the rifle. But I was like, that's a weird thing to say. Email was some random email, so I never mentioned it because I couldn't verify it. But it's interesting that it's coming up now. They're saying, this is the bit I want you to listen to because I find this very interesting because this is from the defense lawyer. What is not in dispute in this case is that Chloe Mason came to the front of Kane's house armed with a rifle. Not in dispute. So that means a statement of facts have probably been given to both of the accused men. They've obviously been given a formal, something. This is what the police think have happened. That's why we're charging you with a capital offense. Well, not a capital offense down here, but murder 1 down here. And yeah, I find that interesting. What's not in dispute. So that means the prosecution is not going to fight against this particular fact. That Chloe Mason came to the front of Kane's house armed with a rifle. I find this very interesting. Why would you go to this Dingleberry's home with a rifle? And then how did she end up dead? So did he take the rifle off her and shoot her? Because that's very interesting. They say here Kane explained to police that he did not kill Chloe. What he did to defend his home, his family against a murderous attempt. Mackenzie disputed the police's statement about his client's arrest, the one we saw yesterday, saying he was meters from a police station and about to hand himself in. I agree. That footage does not look like a Raptor squad coming after 2 guys. That literally looks like they called up the cops with a solicitor and said, hey, we're in the park. We want to hand ourselves in. And they went, oh yeah, let's take a mosey onto the park and see if they're actually there. Oh my God, they are. Let's arrest them. Because that's what the video looks like. It really does. Here, I can show it to you actually. For people who haven't seen it yet, I'll see if it's on one of my posts. Yeah, I got too many posts. All right, we'll have to go to Facebook. I thought we could have it on the Twitter, but maybe not. All right. So this was a video that got released yesterday after they were arrested. I think most people have seen it by now, but it's just so casual. It's not like the cops are out here with the SWAT team and they got like the friggin' Bearcat and they're like, we're going to arrest you and you're wanted for murder. Like, watch this and watch the body language of everyone. I know they're blurred, but you can still kind of tell what's going on. And there's also someone back here too. This is one of the accused here, but there's people in the background. I was like, I wonder if this is a lawyer, a family friend, someone. I don't know. It seems very odd. All right, let's watch it. There's no audio, unfortunately, except for one bit.
From the public safety response team, you're currently under arrest for murder. Do you understand?
That's the only audio, telling them that they're under arrest for murder. That's it. But it's just very casual. It's not. I agree with the statement that they made. I agree with their lawyer, their defense lawyer. This looks like a handover. This looks like a, when they call up a lawyer and say, hey, I want to hand myself in. And they're like, oh, what's the place and time? We'll meet you there with a lawyer. That's exactly what this looks like. It does not look like they were secretly hiding out, waiting for them. And they just so happened to be outside of Logan Police Station. So very, very interesting point made by their defense attorney. So this is going to get, I think this is going to get really messy. Their representation asked for a brief of evidence by next week. Their lawyer wants the police file in 7 days' time. The magistrate said, I don't know if you're going to get it, but I can accept the order because it is a part of the, legal system. You have to have a brief of evidence. And they just said, well, if it's not ready next week, it'll be ready at sometime in the future. You'll get it when they have it. That's basically what they said. Marlene said they are so polite, the cops. Yeah, in Victoria, they beat your head in on the ground. They'd smash your head into the ground. I'm sure of it. A bit too relaxed in Queensland. Mike Rinder. I saw something on Trisha's about Mike Rinder. I don't know what's going on there. I've been so hyper focused on these two cases that we're talking about that I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. Hold on one second. I'll look it up. Okay, I get it. He was a Scientologist who left the church and became an outspoken critic. Okay, he died. That's very, very sad, especially for someone who was able to pull off some of the, the cloak from that church. So, Pamela, hey Pamela, good to see you. Pamela said, "Did you hear of the cops who beat an inmate to death? Which one? Happens like every day. Which one?" Pamela says the guy was still handcuffed. Yeah, I did hear something like that. This case might get interesting. I agree, because they're trying to form a defense here of a self-defense act, which under the law that we spoke about the other week, it also applies in Queensland. Hold on, I'll find the actual act. Let's see. Posting, closing date, table date. Oh, maybe they don't have it. It's interesting. They were looking to present something to Parliament about a castle law, which, is similar to the US, but I don't know what happened. Fails. Yeah. Queensland residents draw to the attention of the House, that is the House of, our politicians, that current legislation fails to adequately protect victims from prosecution following the act of defending themselves or against intruders either after a home invasion or break-in. Every Queenslander deserves the right to protect themselves, their loved ones, and their property. Currently in Queensland, if a person chooses to defend themselves or others during a home invasion, they may only use force that is reasonably necessary in all circumstances. What is reasonably necessary in all circumstances is open to broad interpretation. Homeowners may end up facing criminal charges such as assault or murder. Dun dun dun. There we go. This is very interesting because this will apply to this particular case. If he's going to try build a self-defense case based on this, and he's using the home as the place that was being invaded, this is the particular act that it'll fall under. It sounds like he may have trouble saying that. I don't know. We need to know more evidence of how he got the firearm, whether it's his firearm or he took the firearm off her and then shot her with it. If so, I think unfortunately his defense bid will fail, because once you take the weapon away from the person who is alleged to be invading your property, the power dynamic then switches. You're the one with the weapon and then they are not. So if you turn around and take the weapon off them and then shoot them dead, they're probably going to get you for murder, which is what happened to these two, because you now have the opportunity to defend your home and the surroundings. So I would be very interested into how they're going to do this. Marlene said, but the men were on the street, one on a bike. Well, look, this is a story he's telling the court. I can't tell you much more than that, except for that's what they're saying. Yeah, here, I'll show it to you again. Brisbane Times, they say, again, he's saying his client acted in response to an armed threat from Chloe Mason. Was not in dispute in this case is that Chloe Mason came to the front of Kane's house armed with a rifle. If they are able to prove that in court with some sort of CCTV or anything, that she approached their property boundary with a rifle, this is going to get real messy. real messy, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for each side to build their either prosecution or defense. Like, I hope that the prosecution has something different, because that's very bad. You can shoot whoever you want. What are you talking about? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can defend yourself. We read the law last week. Yeah, of course you can. In New South Wales, you can kill an intruder. It's happened before. It's happened before. In New South Wales, there was a guy that tried to break into a home, and the homeowner shot him dead. That homeowner did not go to jail and was released from court, no charges, because the guy entered his property and he had a gun and he shot and killed him. So it varies depending on which state you're in. This particular state in Queensland doesn't have quite the same laws, but they have something similar. Why did they go on the run then? Well, I guess when you kill someone, I don't know. I'm not defending them. I need to know more about how that firearm changed from one person to another. And then I need to know more about what happened after, because that will be the crux of this particular case. I promise. That'll be what'll be debated in court. It won't be whether she was there for drugs, or she was like whatever, or she was angry with him. No, none of that will matter. I promise. It'll be what happened in those vital couple of minutes between her turning up with a firearm, if that is the case. I don't know. And then the firearm somehow changing hands to Kane, and then him shooting her dead. What happens in these crucial few minutes? This will be the big deal here. Gaylor says, "Can you own a gun though?" You can own a gun here. I don't know why people think this. You can own a firearm here. I could buy one tomorrow if I wanted to. But it is a very, it's a bit of a process to go through. So to get a firearm down here, you have to go through like an application, and you can't have any violent crimes. And I think there might even be a psychological test. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of different stuff involved. And if you get a DVO, they can take your license from you. And there's a whole bunch of different things. But there are many firearm owners in Australia. There's a firearm shop about 10 minutes from me. I'll show it to you, actually, so people don't think I'm mental. Yeah, Oakley. I don't know if it's there anymore. It may not be there anymore. Yeah, it's still there. Sorry, it's not Oakley. It's in Clayton. I don't know if they still sell it, but yeah, there's a firearm store not far from where I live. It's called Clayton Firearms. It's about 10-15 minutes away from me. I always see it when I drive past, and I'm like, oh, firearm place. Interesting. You can buy weapons here as well, like centerfire rifles, shotguns, handguns, secondhand weapons, Winchester, Browning, like air rifles, rimfire rifles, lever action. You can buy shotguns, handguns, left-hand firearms. I should get one of those because I'm left-handed. You can get all sorts of things. So let's see. Bolt action lever release. Let's have a look what you can get. $1,545. Hey, excuse me, sir. I'm trying to conduct business here. All right, please. Here we go. So yeah, so there you go. You can buy weapons here. No, you can still purchase them here. It's just that the requirements are quite strict on what you can have, for the reasons to have it, and who can have it. It's just yeah, not boxing. Okay. Yeah. So not as, I don't know, not as rare as what people make it out to be. Like, I can't just purchase this on the site. I think I'd have to go in and show them whatever. Like, yeah, I can't just purchase it, but they do sell it. There you go. So for people who don't think Australia has firearms, there you go. Interesting insight. Oh, really? We're not allowed to show them? Bloody YouTube, man. It's educational. It's educational for people wanting to know what it's like in Australia. I don't know. I'll think of something. Here we go. Yeah, so that's it for today. They appeared in court. They've been remanded in custody because these particular courts, this was Brisbane Magistrate Court, which I knew it was going to be there. The magistrate court can't do bail applications. So these two, Kane and Cody, both have an opportunity to ask for leave from the magistrate's court to go to the Supreme Court and ask for bail. Now, I don't know when that'll happen, but I suspect sometime in the next month they're gonna make a bail bid in the Supreme Court because I don't think they want to be in custody. Will they get out? I don't know. We'll see. Cats Gallery. Hey everyone. Hey. April B says, I know they have many rules. They do have many rules. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it. Tell me who gets it. All right. Let's talk about Virgil. So I had a very nice person from the chat the other night email me some information about Virgil, and it was sort of like what the locals are hearing. So that type of thing, like what they're chatting about at the cash register, that type of deal. And they told me something very interesting, and I haven't been able to verify it. But the other day we'd heard nothing about a vehicle. Nothing. We didn't know if he was on foot, if he was walking somewhere. And this particular person from the chat, hey Nosferatu, good to see you, wrote to me. I'm just trying to find their email. Where are they? They wrote me a really nice email, very long email. Nosferatu, where are you? I have far too many emails. Everyone emails me all day long. Not that person. No, not that person. No, hold on. Good work, Ping. You have to spell things correctly. Let's see if it picks it up. All right, here we go. So they were telling me that, I don't know if this is true. This is just like local rumor. They're saying that it's quite well known that he has a drug addiction or has been on drugs in the past. I'm not going to name which ones. That he has a criminal history dating back to the 1990s, some felonies, some misdemeanors, and has been in and out of prison until about 2015 when he was finally paroled and let go. They're saying it's guns, the same thing, drugs and burglary. And apparently they said over the weekend he was in a bar around 1:30 a.m. They said they're not sure if they were tipped off or not, but emergency services phone number was down and rerouted to the next county at the time. And they said they're not sure why that happened, but they said shelter in place alerts did go out. And they said after he left the bar, police managed to find him. A vehicle chase ensued, and they ended up arresting the driver of the vehicle, but not him. So he must have been a passenger, is what they're saying. They said they sent a canine unit after him, but he managed to lose them and the dog. Now, the reason I bring this up, and I want to show you this today, on some information about Virgil, they released something very similar to what that person told me. And if I can find it, which apparently we're not allowed to do that today, we're not allowed to find my links. It must be this one. Yeah, how did the investigation? Oh, this is a different one. Yeah, this is a different one. Okay, sorry. We'll go into this one in a minute. This one's got a lot more new details. That's not what I'm looking for. News. Yeah, this one. WXOW.com. Yeah, I'm going to play a little video for you. Then I'm going to read a little bit and show you the points that I want to show you from what Nosferatu sent in.
An update tonight in the hunt for a homicide suspect. New Lisbon police say they're now working with U.S. Marshals and the FBI to find Virgil Thew. Now, he's wanted on 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide for the deaths of Elizabeth Kolba and 2 females, ages 12 and 13. Police say the last confirmed sighting was just outside New Lisbon on January 1st. They also recovered the last known vehicle that he was driving. Now, authorities say they believe Thew has left the area, but they're still warning the public to consider him armed and dangerous. And if you see him, call 911.
Sound? There we go, finally. All right. I made my big point and no one heard it. Isn't that great? All right, fine. We can start again. I was saying that the statement that I read to you before from the person who emailed into the show that is a local was talking about the vehicle being recovered after a police chase for Virgil, right? And then today it says Chief Kyle Walker said in a statement that the last known vehicle that Virgil had was recovered by law enforcement. That's basically what Nosferatu said in the email. That's basically what they were telling me, that somehow they located the vehicle but were unable to locate him. I don't know where these other bits of information, if they're true or not, but hey, you know, it's sort of like telephone. So I don't know how much of it is correct, but they knew that information 3 days before that statement was made by the chief of police today. So that information was out there in the community already, which I'm very, very thankful for. Thank you for emailing in and letting me know about that. They did this great email. What else was I saying? They're just saying that they want him found. They don't want him out in the community, and yeah. So they really just want him located because the crime is so horrendous. Now we're going to tell you about more details about what happened that day. It's bad, guys. It's not good. It's really. Remember the other day I was joking and I was like, "Oh, imagine if the little girl had a friend over, and it was like a play date, and he killed both of them." And I was like, "Man, that parent would be so mad." And the reason I said that, and there was no information at the time to think that was the case, but the thing that clued me into it was one child was reported missing from one county, and another county someone from another county called and reported another little girl missing. And I was like, huh, if they were related, most likely it would have come from the same county. It wouldn't have come, one wouldn't have come from New Lisbon, the other one wouldn't have come from Juneau County. It's a little strange. And I thought, I know I joked about it and it's sort of like gallows humor. But yeah, it ends up being that is exactly what happened, unfortunately. They're saying here, how did the investigation into the triple homicide begin About 7:40 a.m. on December 30, the father of a 13-year-old girl notified Monroe County Sheriff's Office that the girl was missing. The father used Snapchat to find her location at an apartment that Virgil shared with his mother and girlfriend in New Lisbon. They say while searching for the 13-year-old girl, police learned a 12-year-old girl was also missing. Police could not find the two girls, Virgil or his girlfriend. At 4:23 p.m. December 30, almost 9 hours after the 13-year-old girl was first reported missing, a 911 caller reported finding 3 bodies in a bedroom at Virgil's apartment. And this is according to a criminal complaint filed on Friday. Why these details are just sort of coming out now, I don't know. But yeah, it's brutal. I mean, yeah, this is the other thing. So there's so much information. So I don't know if this is correct what Nosferatu said, but I just know that sometimes when people talk in a community, there's like small bits of truth within it, right? So not all the details may be correct, but some of the base details may actually be correct. So the fact they found a vehicle, yes, that's probably true. The other things about chasing him and there was another person, who knows? But you know, those base details are very important. They said here about 12:30 p.m. December 30, a property owner reported a trespasser the previous day on his Juneau County property. Police learned from the trail cameras it was Virgil. A neighbor also told police about a car he had seen that morning on a logging road. That car belonged to Virgil. Police impounded the car and found a handgun in the trunk. The keys for the vehicle were in the passenger compartment, according to the complaint. At 4:29 p.m. December 30, the 911 caller found the bodies in a bed at Virgil's home. 2 people reported they were looking for their children and went to the home. They broke into the apartment bedroom and found 3 people dead laying in a bed. When police arrived, Virgil's mother and 2 people who had been looking for the children were walking out of the home. Police confirmed the 3 victims were Colber and the 2 young girls. According to the complaint, they saw that the bedroom had multiple locks on the door, which were damaged. They say his mother said he'd been in the home the days following Christmas. She said Virgil, the 2 girls, Colber, and his sister had been the only ones there. The sister told police she had left work when she heard police were at the apartment looking for missing children. She had gone to the apartment to look after his mother because he wasn't there. She said she didn't go into his bedroom because it was locked. She said Virgil would get extremely upset if anyone entered his room. Well, I'd probably get upset too if people found my dead bodies. You know, I mean, that's why he had multiple locks. Like that, he didn't want anyone in there. They said an autopsy confirmed Colbert and the 2 girls died of gunshot wounds. They say the New Lisbon Police Department said in a Monday morning news release they are continuing to look for Virgil. Last confirmed sighting of him was January 1st on Orange Road and McEwen Road in the town of Lisbon. So there's some more details about who these girls were, and that must be brutal for that father, having to use Snapchat to find her location, go to that apartment, somehow get into the apartment, and find his own daughter dead. He should get first shot at Virgil. So they should find him, corner him, and be like, "Hey, father of the kid, come here. You got 20 minutes." Like that's what should happen. And they go, "But don't kill him. Like we'll arrest him after. You get 20 minutes though. No baseball bats." Because that guy, man, what a piece of crap. April B said, "What a sick and twisted weirdo." I agree. I think the details are just so they're worse. They're getting worse and worse the more we read about it. I don't know what I expected at first. You know, they're like, "Oh, 2 girls and a adult female dead." You know, it doesn't go through your head. You just sort of like, "Oh yeah, 3 people dead, sure." But then you start reading into the details, and it's like, oh, there was a room in this apartment. It had many locks, and when they broke in, they found all 3 of them dead on the bed. And then that father that had to try and find her. and tracked her location on a cell phone. But even that didn't help. By the time he got there, she was already gone. Yeah, just awful. Awful. That's why it's got to find him. Got to find this absolute just scumbag. And that is exactly what he is. They say a statewide criminal alert remains active in the manhunt for Virgil. They say the 47-year-old was charged with 3 counts of first-degree homicide after police found his girlfriend and 2 girls dead inside the New Lisbon home in Juneau County on December 30. They say he's on the run, considered armed and dangerous. Should anyone see him, they should not approach him but call 911. They're saying the FBI and the U.S. Marshal Service have joined in the search. Federal and state law enforcement agencies reported his last known location was in the Lisbon Township. He's described as a white male, brown hair, blue eyes, 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighs roughly around 150 pounds, and has a 1-inch scar on his forehead. Yeah, we never saw that. We haven't seen a photo with it yet. They say police said he was last seen wearing a dark colored coat, blue jeans, and a hat. So awful. This is the parents, right? He has been charged. Yep. So this is the parents of the 13-year-old girl. I'm going to play it here from SpectrumNews1.com. You're going to ask me later? Yeah, ask me later.
A memorial is set up for the 3 victims of last week's homicide here at this house in New Lisbon. Skyla Sorensen is one of the kids tragically killed. Her parents now share emotional words.
It's been really hard for the family. It's been really hard, to deal with the tragedy of the loss of her and her cousin.
Pamela and Jerry Sorensen struggle with the sudden death of their daughter, Skyla. Her parents say she was a loving child, full of potential.
Skyla was bright, intelligent, smart. She loved helping people.
Jerry says his daughter had a lot of nicknames like Bug, Peanut, or Mickey Mouse, but they shared a special nickname, Chinga.
We should get off the bus. I tap on the window, Chinga! And she'd be saying the same thing. We go out somewhere, it wasn't even Skylar anymore. Hey, Chinga! She was my everything.
Skyla's life was filled with lots of family. She was one of 8 siblings, and Pamela says she was very close with her Uncle Chase.
They used to go riding on the motorcycle. That was Skyla's favorite uncle.
Skyla's parents say she was with family just before going missing. On December 30th, Skyla and her 12-year-old cousin, along with Thew's 33-year-old girlfriend, Elizabeth Kolba, were all found deceased at this home in New Lisbon. Skyla was 13 years old, and her stepmother says the family is struggling to understand why her life was cut short.
I want answers. I want to know why, but they were just babies. They needed more time to grow up, to live life.
Jerry and Pamela say they're budgeting for many things at this stage in their life, but Pamela says burying Skyla is something they never imagined.
It's been really hard on us for this funeral. We need.
By the way, just for so I don't get pinged with copyright, I'll stop it there just for a second. I hope the community comes out and helps them. I really do. I see these GoFundMes for stupid things like, I don't know, just name something stupid and you've seen one. That like $90,000. The family needs help. I hope the different community organizations in town and residents will help them out and help them bury their child. I think you wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy, right? So yeah, I hope everyone helps them. Same with the other family too. I think it's indescribable that young girl like she says, deserved time to grow up, and 13 is far too young. Like everyone in the chat and listening right now, think back to when you were 13. What if your life ended then? What would that be like for you? Think of all the things that have happened after you turned 13. All the very good things that you enjoyed very much. Think about all those different things. There's probably billions of them. those will never happen for these two girls, 112, 113, and their life just stops right there. That's it. It's cut. Nothing else, and they'll never ever get to have those experiences that you've had. So I really do hope that that the community helps them out. I'm sure they will. It's a great community. I've spoken to a bunch of people who live there, and they all want to help. They all want Virgil caught, and I'm sure they'll dip into their pockets or raise money through the community in other ways. Have events or whatever, and they'll get these two girls, the proper farewell that they deserve. They were murdered by Virgil. So, stopped and ended in terror. So I have a bad feeling about what their last few moments were probably like, and I don't think we're ever probably going to read it on this channel, unfortunately, because of how graphic I think it probably is. I don't think he just walked into a house and just shot them like that. I think there's more to it, unfortunately. Diane Marie, yeah. The Journey to Justice. Hey, my friend, good to see you. So much going on here in Wisconsin. This is 2 hours from me. It's too cold to stay out. Yeah, -15 right now, Celsius in many places. Very, very cold. You got that icy wind coming in. Yeah, I hope he's out there. Virgil, hope you turn into a friggin' icy pole. I hope they have to snap your legs off to get you into the friggin' morgue. They'll find you just like massive meat popsicle out in the snow. That's what I hope. I hope that's what they find. They'll be like, oh, we can't defrost this. Well, we might have to wait till the spring. And someone goes, hey, just break him off at the legs. That'll do. We'll get the legs in the spring, in the thaw. That would be a just ending for him. Then they'll, take him to the morgue and thaw him out. Because that's all he deserves. He doesn't deserve anything else. Deserves a horrible end to his own life, and nothing would be more fitting than that, and nothing would be more hilarious than that either. I would find that very entertaining. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, so apparently investigators are trying to find out if he is in a different vehicle right now, and that they do have that original vehicle, but they don't know how he's getting around right now. They said he's wanted on 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide in the deaths of those juveniles, 12 and 13, and his girlfriend, Elizabeth Kolber. They're saying the bodies were found in the home in the 300 block of West Bridge Street in New Lisbon on the afternoon of December 30. According to the criminal complaint, the victims were found locked in a bedroom and they all had gunshot wounds. They say Kolber was his live-in girlfriend, according to the complaint. The young girls both had been in his care. I don't know if I'd trust him with any young ladies. He seems like he's got a penchant for something, He seems like a very lady in the basement type person. He has the look about him. They say police said last week that after extensive searching in the area for him, they believe he may now have left the area. They remind the public that he's considered armed and dangerous. They advise calling 911 if he is seen rather than approaching him due to his love of shooting people. It's not a wise idea to walk up to him without, authorities. They're saying he is 47 years old. He's roughly 5'11", weighs between 150 to 160 pounds, has blue eyes, brown hair, and he has a 1-inch scar on his forehead where they removed the member that used to be there. That's what it was. He had surgery. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a fact. It's just a joke. Yeah, I don't understand that. We'll learn more about what this in his care means at a later time. Lots of camping cabins up there. That's what I'm worried about. People on the run have done that before, where they've gone into the wilderness and broken into cabins and stolen supplies, that type of thing. We've told that joke before. It's okay. We told it on the weekend. Cat Scout goes, what the hell is the lady in the basement reference? It's not a reference. It's not a reference to a movie. I mean, literally, he seems like the type of guy who may have a lady in his basement. He had 2 girls in his bedroom. I mean, you know, can't be putting anything past him. He might have more. Who knows? Be careful, is what I'm saying. Rachel said, "I bet he's hiding out somewhere." My visions of meat popsicle. That'd be great. Can we do that? Can we manifest it into the world? Although the only thing then is maybe the family wouldn't get more answers if he died in the wilderness from exposure. You know, you heard that mom there say that she really wanted to know more about why her daughter had to die. I don't know if they ever really do get those answers. I think that's a thing that'll always it's a, you know, it's a wound she'll always have. I don't think it ever heals, because I don't think there is an answer you can ever give her that would satisfy, right? There just isn't. What if he's like, oh yeah, I'm a PDF file. I decided to, you know, take your daughter, essay her a bit, and then I shot her. Like, do you think that would give her any closure? No, I don't think so. And I don't think it would help in any way, right? It wouldn't. All it would do is add to her trauma. So I don't think that actually ever does anything, but I get why she wants it. I hear Morning says inmates might like to play with him. Possibly. I'd say he's going to get absolutely bashed in prison. Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, Leisha. Hey, good to see you. Snowing here in Colorado. Well, you got that big boyfriend of yours. You tell him to keep you warm. That's what he's for, right? That's what he's for. That's why you got him, right? You're like, oh, I get cold every winter. It's a bit lonely being by myself. Should get a really handsome big boyfriend. He will keep me warm. Marylander says, yeah, hi. Good to see you. Yeah, all right, let's move on. All right. This one is the one from Kathy Lynch. We need something a bit more upbeat after the just it's like scraping the bottom of the barrel when we read this stuff sometimes, and need something to distract us from the awful details. So I love this because, you know, Ping is all about love. I like love, and I'd rather see someone have a happy ending rather than... Wait, that doesn't sound right. I'd rather see someone just... I'm not going to try to correct that. Yeah, just watch the video.
Young couple from Germany traveled to Las Vegas to get hitched, but they almost missed the wedding after Wednesday's Cybertruck bombing at the Trump Hotel. 8 News Now reporter Joshua Piguero spoke with the couple who managed to say I do without their wedding clothes or passport.
Ian Rosshofer and Joanna MD arrived at Las Vegas last week to elope.
In Germany, it's very expensive. A huge marriage is very expensive. So we decided to spend the money for just us two and do a holiday here.
The couple was staying at the Trump International Hotel. I first spoke to them Wednesday after they evacuated following the Tesla Cybertruck bombing, which killed the driver.
We couldn't get back in to get our clothing for the wedding, and we also don't have our passports and anything.
They were tying the knot that afternoon and grew concerned the wedding wouldn't happen.
The employees and the police didn't know what to do next, so we called our wedding planner in Germany.
1,000 miles away, their wedding planner secured a ride to their venue, Bliss Chapel, and found a stylist for Johanna.
It made me a bit sad at the beginning, but we made the best of the situation, I guess.
It's definitely a story.
These photos showed Ian and Johanna married in a t-shirt and blouse. Their pictures turned out far from what they dreamt of when they were in Munich and planned a Vegas-style wedding. But as for the unused gown and tux,
we already planned to do a photo shooting at our home, so with our horse and our cats.
Not what they expected, but as with any marriage, you learn to deal with the unexpected. Joshua Piguero, 8 News Now.
Bliss Chapel allowed the German couple to marry Wednesday afternoon, and once they were able to get back inside the Trump Hotel, they retrieved their wedding license and returned to Bliss, where it was signed. The couple plans to leave Las Vegas to Germany tomorrow.
Hey, isn't that a good one? It is pretty good. And they were able to make it back inside of the hotel, and they were able to find their wedding license and all that, and they were able to get it signed. And hey, I love to hear it, love to see it. It must have been a really bad day. I would like you all know, I was just at a wedding, and the bride is, very close family, and I saw how just stressed out of her mind she was, and her wedding went mostly to plan. Mostly. I can't imagine traveling to a foreign country into Las Vegas and then having a, truck blow up outside of your hotel. I don't know how that works, or, what that would do. Luckily, she seems like a pretty chill person. So does he. And they're just like, oh, we'll figure it out. That is a good point. It's, the foundation of any good marriage is compromise, and being able to adapt to different situations. I think that is very, very good advice and very good observation of good relationships. Diane Marie says, wow, welcome to the US. I know, right? Welcome to the US. They left as a separate couple, sort of, with different names, and they left with marriage bans, a lot of people ask me like why I don't, like, you guys can see I don't wear a ring. That's a story for another day. I've actually had that question a lot. People are like, Ping, we always see your hands, but there's no wedding band. I'll tell you why another day. Actually, it's not a long story. It doesn't fit. If I just go like this, it just falls off and hits stuff. Like, I'll lose it like 50 times a day. And Mrs. Ping was like, oh, we should probably put that away. She's like, you're going to lose it. And I'm like, yeah, because I lost a lot of weight. So I used to be about 100 kilos, and I'm down to, I was down to 75. I'm back up at 80 right now. I put on about 5 kilo, and yeah, it just falls off. It just falls everywhere. I just like go to shake someone's hand and it flies across the room. So yeah, that's why. Hey, Muffin, what the, hold on, buddy. Oh, you're a big boy. Hey, come here. Sorry. There's a big orange cat here that doesn't like the attention being taken off him. Hey, Muff, say hello to everyone. No? Where are you going? Oh, buddy. Lie down then. Come on. I don't know why he wants the, it's so weird. I haven't seen him all day. He's been sleeping on a couch over here, and as soon as I brought out the microphone, he's like, Dad, I want to sleep on your lap. I was like, oh, fine. I put him on his chair during the video. I was like, I'm getting really hot and sweaty, so I'm going to take Muffin and put him on his chair. I put him on the chair, and he jumped straight back. Like, he just turned around and jumped straight back onto my lap, and I was like, he's like a magnet. He's like a magnet. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, there he is, Mr. Muffin. Mr. Muffin, why do you have a girl's name, buddy? Why do you have a girl's name? If we call you Muff, it'd be like some sort of, double entendre. It'd be very, very interesting. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So, do you remember that girl that went missing, and we were talking about it, out of, I think it's New Jersey or New York? Well, very interesting. I've been sort of following it over the last couple of days. There's been a lot of new information about it. She was located safe, for everyone that doesn't know that. She was found, her name is Emma Ray, and she was located. She's okay. But there are some weird details in this particular case here. I'm going to play you the little, it's very, very quick, but I'm going to play you the video.
Arrest has been made in the case of the missing 14-year-old that was found Friday. News 12's crime reporter Krista McNally has exclusive information about this case.
It was probably the most amazing feeling in the world to have her safe in my arms.
A relieved father recalls the moment he first saw his daughter after she was missing for nearly a month. 14-year-old Emma Ray Gervasi was discovered early Friday afternoon on a boat in Islip. Police confirmed an arrest was made in her case, but neither police nor the district attorney will confirm the name of the suspect. According to court documents we uncovered, 64-year-old Frances Buckheit was arrested Friday, the day Emma was found, for allegedly abducting a girl and restraining her on his boat.
The word on the streets, from what I heard, is that he's in jail right now looking at some felony charges. It is an active investigation.
Buckheit is facing kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child, and other charges.
Him and the group of people that are involved with him all need to go away. There's no doubt about it.
The boat the 14-year-old was allegedly kept on was docked here outside of the Whitecap Fish Market in Islip.
The boat named Phoenix was seen being impounded by Suffolk police on Saturday. Frank Gervasi says he found his daughter on the vessel thanks to an anonymous tip.
They called me and said, your daughter's on that boat.
Meantime, the court documents revealed that Buckheit allegedly restrained his victim on his boat, a place where she was unlikely to be found, and intentionally abused her. He is accused of these crimes between December 13th through January 3rd. Emma Ray left her home on December 9th and was found on the 3rd.
Terrible thing. Terrible thing.
I have grandchildren. I am worried, sure.
Parents should be concerned everywhere, not just the Islip area. There's trafficking everywhere, all over the island. It's across the country. It's a big problem.
In Islip, Krista McNally, News 12 Long Island.
Yeah, very scary.
So I don't understand. Originally, when she was found, the story that came out is that she could have returned if she wanted to, but was embarrassed by the consequences of her actions of running away. Now, though, that doesn't seem to be the case. Now they've charged a 64-year-old man. I don't know what is going on here, but like, I'm glad she's safe, glad she got home to her family, her mom and her dad. But it's a little all over the shop. It's a little crazy. It says here, arrest made in connection with a teen who went missing for weeks. Emma Ray Gervasi was found on a boat in a canal on Friday after being missing since December 9th. That's almost a month. That's a long time to be missing. They say Suffolk County Police confirmed an arrest has been made. They said she was found on Friday after being missing for quite a few weeks, especially over Christmas too. So someone apparently sent him a tip that she was on this particular boat, and he went out there himself and found her, and it's all a little odd. It's just a very bit strange. Yeah, she definitely needs that essay. I would say so. They mentioned abuse in the film clip. I'm guessing that means the type, that one. Rachel said, I think she has run away before and people were assuming. I don't know about that. Let me see if I can find the thing here, the original statement that was put out. Here it says, an arrest has been made after Emma Ray Gervasi was found alive on a boat after 26 days of hell. The 65, not 64, Frances Buckheit was arrested on charges of R-word, there's the abuse, and kidnapping in connection to Emma Ray's case. His defense attorney confirmed, according to Patch News. Patch is a great website. They say 14-year-old was located on Friday afternoon by her father, Frank, aboard a large boat just off the main street in Islip, Long Island, after he received an anonymous tip about her whereabouts. And I was just trying to find the bit where they mention the first statement. They don't have it. Apparently, he entered a not guilty plea to all charges. And what is it? One of the charges is acting in a manner injurious to a child, and the other ones are kidnapping and R-word. They say his arrest is listed as January 3rd, the same day she was discovered. He's being held without bail. He's due back in court Thursday morning this week. After being found safe, she's now recovering in a hospital, and the case remains an active investigation. And yeah, very strange. Very, very strange. How did she get there in the first place? Did she meet him online? Was she groomed by someone? These are questions that need to be answered, because I don't think she just magically teleported to a boat. You know, I think there's some other chain of events we're not being told. Like, how did she meet a 65-year-old man? I mean, the internet, yes, possibly, but something doesn't seem right. They said while she was missing, Frank said he started to receive strange phone calls from unknown numbers, and the voice on the other end sounded like his daughter. She said, "I love you," and I said, "Emma." He explained, but the line quickly went dead and he was unable to trace the number. Bizarre. Very, very bizarre. I'm glad she's getting help, glad she's in hospital, recovering. The other things that happened to her, allegedly, or, according to the courts, well, they haven't been proven yet, but we can guess probably true. Those will take a bit longer to, heal. The physical stuff will heal pretty quick. The emotional and mental might take many years. Many years. Jetty Star, hey, my friend. Looks like grooming. It could be. She's at that right age for it. I wonder if the family knew him. That's the question I would like. I would like to know. The man and his friends. Brutal. You right there, Kat? C. Taylor says maybe she agreed to meet up with someone she thought was another teen, and that person turned out to be this terrible person. Very possible. That is the grooming handbook. The grooming handbook is basically catfish your victim, groom them, and then do everything else. It's basically the playbook. It often starts with catfishing. So, yeah, I've studied these quite a lot too, Jetty Star. I've done, I don't know, thousands of hours of these type of cases. So, yeah, it's actually, the father said it's a big problem. It is, but they don't normally take children like this. This is very strange that, okay, maybe not. She fits some demographics of what they would look for in a trafficking victim. Like, trafficking can be anywhere, right? But there is a certain, little subset that they sort of target. And one of those is children of where they have a mother and a father that may live at different properties. And the why that is because it's easier to infiltrate the child's world when they don't have a one household. As sad as that is, that's really horrible, right? That a child of parents that may be separated or whatever. It's brutal. Yeah, I heard that. He got an anonymous tip. Yes, I know that. We read that out, Kathy. We read that out. But yeah, that's one of the things they look for. Children who are like they don't have parents. They're part of the ward of the state. So they're like not orphans, but what I was when I was a kid. You basically, your legal guardian is the government. That those children are often preyed upon. Kids in foster care, all that type of thing. So yeah, let's see. Family worried. Sick of yeah, this is interesting here. Security cameras captured her knocking on doors at a Bohemia motel the next day, and then she disappeared again. There is some strange details throughout this. Did she make a run for it at some point, and they got her again? That might be a question for later on. They say less than 24 hours after she disappeared, her father Frank said he got a tip that she was walking aimlessly along a long stretch of road in Bohemia until he said she completely vanished without a trace. He says, "I fear that she is being held against her will. I know she is with somebody and that they are either convincing her to stay or won't let her leave, or worse, she may be dead by now." But luckily, no, she is alive. She has been rescued. There is just some weird... There's just some things that don't make sense here. And if she did make a run for it, if she was on that road for so long that no one helped, I find that annoying. He probably drugged her. That might be true. I don't see any drug charges on here, though. Like, there is a charge that you can get for administering medication or drugs to someone without their consent, but I don't see that particular charge here. Maybe that's that other charge. Give me a sec. There is a third charge on this list. It could be this one. Acting in a manner that is. What does that mean? Like maybe. I would have thought they would have charged it as a drug crime, not this. This is more like you let a child get injured, if that makes sense. Like you failing to prevent a child from becoming abused, neglected, or a juvenile delinquent, being in possession of contraband near a child, maybe drugs, being present during an assault. They said leaving a knife or alcohol within reach of a child, or leaving a child home alone in a car. They said the defendant doesn't need to intend to harm the child or even know the child's age. The harm can be a result of the defendant's actions, even if it wasn't intended. They call this charge, I think, in other places, endangering the welfare of a child. So it's just worded slightly different. So there you go. They could. More charges. Wow, there's already a freaking R word charge on here. That poor girl. Hey, that's. I think everyone who gets charged with R word and it's proven in court, the accuser should be able to punch him in the face. Like I just you know, it's just such an awful crime. It's really horrible for men and women. There are men that have been abused in such a way and had charges brought against their abuser. So, but majority it's women or girls. Khaliza said it's hard to prove the drugs though unless her tox screen came back positive. It's so common for this to happen. They are drug assaulted and kept. Yeah, they often dope them up on downers because the downers make it harder for you to concentrate and they make it harder for you to organize and then run away because you're so doped out. Shad said, "Ping, did you watch Ryan Hall?" I didn't get a chance to watch Ryan today. I do watch him quite frequently. I quite like Ryan. Hopefully one day I can chat with him. I quite like his show, and I think he does a good job. I didn't get to watch, but I know that you guys are going through a really bad cold snap. So, Rachel said, "I really hope that she now gets whatever help she needs." Yes. Judy Star said, "We're still going through it. It's a very long process. Took us years to get help and listen to." I'm sorry that you are going through that. That is horrible. Yeah, it's not very nice. Not very nice. So yeah, let's have a look at that. In Tibet, didn't they have an earthquake like a couple of years ago? Early morning. China says 32 dead after 7.1 magnitude earthquake strikes Tibet. That is a nasty earthquake. Really, really nasty. I'm trying to find like an English language. Oh, Mr. What's his name? Mr. Steve Lookner did a video on it a while ago. Mr. Steve Lookner. I love Steve. He's my kind of people. I love him. I love how he just yells at people. I'm like, I wish I could do that on my channel. But I was like, if I did that, everyone would leave. But he gets so mad at people in the chat. It's so funny. It's like, I think it's half of his, like, because he's like, I think he's a comedy writer, right? That's what he did originally. He was a comedic writer. I think half of it's like for fun. I'm not sure, but I often get the sense that he's doing it for a reaction, but it is funny as hell. Let me see. I don't know why I can't find a localized channel for this. This is bizarre. No. I'm not sure what's going on, but there's like no local. Oh, okay. Yeah, what? Yes. There you go. You can see the earthquake. So let me mute that. This looks like those type of earthquakes. So you can tell by the camera movement. So when you get a rolling movement, it's like the ocean, right? Like motion of the ocean. There's a joke there somewhere. But you get like that. It's sort of like equal valleys and peaks. But then you get these type of earthquakes, and they judder. It's like a juddering. It's like like that. They tend to be a little bit more violent. These rolling ones are pretty. We had a rolling earthquake in Melbourne about 4 years ago, and it destroyed a building in St Kilda. And I heard it. I tell you, I don't know if I've ever told you this one. I told you the story about when the earthquake hit when I was in this property, but when we were in the old property, it was like 6 a.m. in the morning, and I kept hearing like we have those rolling cupboards that people have. We've got those, and it kept going whack, 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 and I was like, I thought it was Rory, because Rory does that sometimes. She'll make noises to wake you up because she's like, I'm hungry, wake me up, come on humans, wake up. And I was like, Rory, piss off, like shut up, we're trying to sleep. And then I looked around, and Rory was fast asleep on the bed. She was curled up in a ball. She was not doing anything. And I was like, why is the cupboards moving? It took me like 30 seconds to realize that, oh, it's an earthquake. And it lasted ages, about a minute. Probably the biggest earthquake I've ever felt in Melbourne. The one we had last year wasn't that big. It just sort of came through, and it was like this. It was a juddering one. It just went like that and just disappeared. But the one we had like 4 years ago was more like that rolling motion like that. And it lasted quite a bit longer, and it did not more damage, but I think because it was more of a duration, it caused more damage. Rachel says, yeah, they could be scary. I'm too nice to people to yell at people. I don't think you know Ping very well. I don't think you know it. Maybe on the show. Revi says the epicenter is close to Bhutan, so southeast part of the country, not near the capital. Yeah, so it's in rural, in China's Tibet. What are they saying? 33 people have died. They're registering it as a 6.8, but some people are saying a 7.1. Let's have a look. It could have got downgraded. So when you get a earthquake reading, they go back and they keep recalculating it for like the next couple of hours, because as more information comes in, they're able to find out the true number. When you get that first number, it's not always right, because it's almost like a one-shot take, and they're just sort of like, oh, this is what it is. But when they go back and recalculate it with more data, it often falls down a little bit. Normally, like it's 2 points, but could be more. It depends on what it is. The Guardian says 6.8. Actually, give me a second. Muffin, stop clawing me. 1 second. Muffin's making it very difficult for me to talk because he's sitting right on my stomach, and I'm like, Muffin, come on. It's sitting, dozens dead as 6.8 magnitude. So they're saying it got downgraded by a couple of points, which is, they're saying US GS said the earthquake was centered in the Tibet region at a depth of about 10K. It measured its tremor at about magnitude 7.1. China recorded it as a 6.8. I would probably listen to USGS. They are the gold standard of geological stuff. They're the ones who did the tsunami back in 2004. They've done the Japan earthquake, a bunch of others. I mean, I ain't listening to anyone else. They are what you aim for. Very smart people that work there. They say 53 now have been confirmed dead, 62 others injured as of Tuesday noon after the 6.8 magnitude earthquake jolted Dingri County. No, I'm not going to pronounce this. In Tibet. There you go. Don't make me try to pronounce Chinese names. I will look like I'm reading the dictionary backwards. It would not be good. They said local authorities are reaching out to various townships in the county to assess the damage of the quake. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see where it's located right here. So there's China. They should be probably red. Haha. But there's Tibet, and apparently here is the region right down here. So it's more actually. It's probably closer to India than it really is China. So it's probably the closest neighbor is probably India. You can see here the border for China is much further away than the Indian border. So maybe the Indian authorities will send help. Hope so. They say tremors have been felt near the capital, Kathmandu, 400 kilometers away, where residents ran from their homes. Oh my God, 400k away? That is a hell of a earthquake if they felt it that far. There's the what do they call this map? They call it something like a tremor map or whatever. Here's the location right here. You can see the severity. They're saying southwest parts of China are frequently hit by earthquakes. A huge quake in the Sichuan province in 2008 almost killed 70,000 people. 70,000 people. That's so many people. That's many peoples. According to China's state broadcaster CCTV, there have been 29 earthquakes with magnitude 3 or higher within 200 kilometers of the area where the quake was today in a 5-year period, all of which were smaller than the one that struck on Tuesday morning. They're saying here in 2015, a magnitude 7.8 tremor struck near Kathmandu in the neighborhood of Nepal, killing around 9,000 people and injuring thousands in that country's worst earthquake. So I don't think they need any more earthquakes. I think they're good. Carrying the red flag, are we still, Reby? Or are you just hoping that they don't reject you when you next go over there? You're like, please let me into the country. Don't arrest me. Reby says, bugger, it's close to, the holy city for Dalai Lama followers. Interesting. 2,000 kilometers away from the epicenter of the 2008 earthquake and felt it? Jeez. I can't use anything from Steve, unfortunately. Me and him don't have that type of relationship. Maybe one day. But not right now. Not right now. I'm not allowed to use anything from his channel, unfortunately. He'll strike me like that. Not that that's a bad thing. It's his right. It's his it's his creations and that, like his footage. So that's fine. But that's why I can't use it. I Hate Morning says, when my kids were young, we had a cat that would meow at us, run under a table about 5 to 10 minutes before an earthquake hit. It didn't matter if we could feel it or not. It's an interesting cat. You could have sold that cat for millions. They could have taken it to California. They could have saved many ones of lives over the last 50 years. Let me go back up here. See, yeah, you're watching him. All right. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, it is a handy cat, right? You could have duplicated it. You could have cloned it. They would have sold it at every Walmart in the country for $1.9 million, but they would have sold at least one. They would have sold one family who owns a football team, probably would have bought one. It would have been a huge hit with one people. All right. What time is it? It's just before 5 o'clock. Okay. All right. We didn't crash. That is good news. I don't know why we crashed yesterday and we did today. I got no idea. It just seems to pick and choose when it wants to. I think we have one more story though. Hold on. Let me just double check my my list of crap. I thought we had one more about a missing girl. Oh, yes. Yes. So this was sent to me by a couple people actually, but this was my friend. I Hate Mornings. Sorry, I almost read out your real name. They're saying missing girl 17 who reportedly left home after family dispute, believed to have been found dead in the Nevada desert. They said the female matches the description of Jenna Hin, who was reported missing / endangered on December 30. And here's a photo of her. That's very sad. They say Jenna of Henderson, Nevada, was reported missing December 30 after she reportedly left home following a family dispute. At a press conference held on January 3, her parents pleaded for her to return home. Authorities said a body that matched the missing girl was found in the desert area on January 5. Authorities announced that a body found matches the description of the 17-year-old girl. I'm sorry to her family. That is very sad. They said in a news release shared on Sunday, January 5th, the city said that police responded that day over a dead body found in the desert area east of Desert Sunflower Circle and Spanish Needle Street at 10:42 a.m. local time. When they arrived, they discovered a deceased female. And they said, based on preliminary investigation, there does not appear to be any signs of foul play. That is not cool. They said officials added that the name of the victim would be released by Clark County Coroner's Office pending notification of next of kin. But it seems like it most likely is her. Apparently she was a senior at Foothill High School. Both outlets reported that she left her home in the early hours of December 30 following a family dispute and said, "You don't have to worry about me anymore," when she left the property. That's horrid. That's not very nice. Her poor family, man. That's not the way you want to start 2025. She's so close to adulthood too. Only like a couple of years away from being, a fully grown woman and could make her own decisions or whatever, that type of thing. It's really sad. I think it's a good lesson for everyone, right? You don't have to get caught up in all the minor arguments. There's a bigger picture to life, and it's not always about winning the small fights. It's about it's about the bigger moments as family, as friends, that type of thing. Look at this. Something goes wrong, and she winds up dead in a desert, which I don't know if it was deliberate or she died from the elements or she S word or whatever, I don't know. But, just remember that, we get so caught up in the small things. Even I do. Like, I get caught up in like the stupidest things. I'll be like, why was this bottle left here? Like, what is this? Like, it fell off and it broke. Like, and there's stuff everywhere. Like, that doesn't matter. You can clean it. It can be replaced. Those things don't matter. And I think it takes sometimes these type of tragic life events for people to really get it, that it's much nicer to have the person rather than to win an argument. Rachel says, so terrible. I feel for her family for there to be their last contact, right? That she said, you don't have to worry about me anymore. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's right. Don't lose the battle to win the war. Hey, Muffin. Hey, Muffin. Muffin would say, as long as I've got biscuits, I'm okay. Is that right, buddy? I'm glad you're feeling better from your cold, hey? You sneezed gunk everywhere. We had to clean it for like 4 hours because you sneezed goo everywhere for like a week. He sneezed goo all over our house for like a week. Didn't ya? Hey? Fluffy cat? Hey? Mr. Orange Boy? I bet you as soon as I stop this show, you're gonna get up, aren't you? Just to upset me. There was a weapon. Oh, really? Her weapon? She took the weapon? Ah, shoot. That's not the right. That's a bit bad wording, Ping. That's not cool. Let me see. Was there a weapon? I mean, I'm not saying that it's not true. I just they don't mention anything here about a weapon. Interesting. They don't mention anything about a weapon here. Just that it doesn't seem to be foul play. Yeah, nothing about a weapon being located or missing. Interesting. Hold on, let me see if I can find that. Generally, Jenna Hin. I don't find that listed anywhere for her. I mean, it might have been information that the family spoke about on social media or something like that. Like that happens quite frequently in these type of cases, but I don't see a weapon anywhere unless I'm mental, which could be true. I'm checking like all this back history here. Yeah, no, I don't. No. No. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but could be a family member or something said something. Yeah, they don't mention it. I just read like a whole bunch of back history on a like a newsreader thing where you can like load every article. It doesn't say anything. I use code word keyword like her name and weapon or gun or knife or blah blah. Nothing. You heard it earlier today. Okay, I'll look for it for tomorrow. It wouldn't surprise me. Like, how else do you die in a desert besides exposure or jumping off a cliff, like, or a fight with a mountain goat? That could be an interesting way. I will look for it. I'll look for it. But sad for her family for sure. That's not cool. I don't want any family to have to go through that. I think we're done. I think we're done for tonight. Hey, I'm gonna go keep working on this stupid computer. I hope it's done soon so we don't have to worry about crashing every night. And yeah, then we can go back to doing like 3-hour live shows. Yeah, we shall see. That's right. That's what I say every time I turn on the computer. I'm like, we shall see if it crashes. Hey, I love you all very much. Give me 1 second. I'll check one thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, speak nicely to the computer. I will. I'll whisper sweet nothings at the computer. Oh my god, Muffin. Oh, buddy. Hold on, guys. Hey. All right, giant cat seems to have hopped down. See, I told you. As soon as I was going to end the show, he knows. Oh my god, he's back. Hey, what are you doing? Muffin, hold on. You can't. Buddy. What are you doing? Hey, come here. Muff. Yeah. Oh, you're a big boy, huh? Hey? All right. Come on. Come on, Muffin. Hey, what's wrong? You can see like his little head right here. Look. This is the end of the show, patting a cat. Hey, Muffin. This is what we do. This is what we do. We pat cats. Not innuendo. Just this little guy. Hey, Muff. I know. Oh, hey, can I have the microphone? You have to lie down. You have to lie down. I can't end the show if you're like this. Hey, don't bite. No, don't lick. Hey, hold on. All right. You've never seen Muffin before? He's been very, very clingy lately. So ever since we brought him home, he just won't get off. So there he is. Hello. Look, you can see an ear. All right. Let me get out of here. He's a dork. That's what he is. He's a dork, aren't you, Muffin? You're a dog, hey? Hey? Hey, Mr. Separation Anxiety Cat? Yeah. He's got like super separation anxiety ever since we brought him home. He doesn't want to leave. The only time he went away from me is when he got the cold. When he got the cold, he like hid in another room. And as soon as he's better, he's come back. He's just like, I have to isolate. That's what the government told me to do. Somehow the cat government told him to isolate. Yeah, they're weirdos, both of them. Better than a cat's butt. Oh my god, I have a story for you, but I'll tell it tomorrow night. I spent 4 hours cleaning this morning, and it was like the worst thing you could ever imagine, and it's just not good. I had to spend 4 hours like with this stuff. What is this stuff called? Like this stuff, like spray and wipe. I had to like spray and wipe bloody everything. I had to spray and wipe half my freaking computer area. It's not what you want to wake up to. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we can start doing 2-hour live shows again. I've been making the live shows quite short so that we reduce the chance of crashing and just try to get through the stories and get out of here for the night. Hopefully when the new computer's up and running properly, we'll be able to do like 2-3 hour live shows again, which I know a lot of people miss. A lot of people do miss it. And thank you for all your comments. I appreciate it. I've got so many comments I got to go back through. My email's just full of like replies. I got a lot of people on the emergency podcast last night and all sorts of things. So I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Coachella. Good night. Bye. See you later. Bye.